Hey everyone, it's Rebel1 again, and since my last video, I've come up with my idea of giving my game ideas. I may not be able to give you gameplays or any other things like that, but I can still give you my ideas. So this is my superhero idea of a video game character that you can play as. And one of my games I want to make, um, I may never be able to make it, but somebody else could use the idea. If you ever get this kind of idea with my from here, just give me a special thanks if you ever do get into video game making. So I'm just gonna get along with it, and let's just start. So this is eight. John Hanson, aka Ace. Ace stands for it's Ace Soldier. Ace stands for Advance, Counter, and Eliminating Soldier or Unit. So he was just get a better look of him. He was a test subject of a experiment, experiment from a. Let's restart. The planet has been invaded by aliens, and they have some kind of body armor of biological type. So he is a test subject for this kind of armor that they have. They were able to extract it from a dead alien that they have gotten. Oh, and by the way, this armor is like from uh, the only our guns can penetrate this armor. So don't think that this armor's just gonna be invincible. So you will have to try to dodge bullets. So just try to not make him completely like, oh, I'm Superman, you can't hurt me. Well, you can't hurt Superman. Well, anyway, um, so he's a test subject, and he has been betrayed by the people who've been testing on this armor. They've been under control of the aliens after they got into that, after he's been modified. Oh, it's his hands and arms. This kind of sound robotic arms and hands sounds like something off of Deus Ex Revolution. This is nothing like I did. There's no aliens in Deus Ex Revolution. At least I don't think. I don't have the game. I wish I did. But anyway, we more about Ace. Oh, and it'll be surprised of how he escapes from the clutches of his makers. So he is able to since he has robotic arms. I thought, how am I get him? He has robotic arms. He's gonna be able to do different stuff, but how I want to make it more realistic. How am I gonna change this from a gun to a flamethrower to whatever, or a sword or what? So I thought interchangeable arms. Don't transform it. Take it off. Put it on your back. Take another one. Boom. So he has different kinds of arms. You're able to modify these arms in four ways. There are four ways you can modify the combat arm. You can either make it normal, super blade, mechanical, or electricity. Oh, and every even his hands and his combat weapon has shootable properties. So he has his regular hand, which is able to turn shield, electricity. We got through this. So he has a sword arm, a mace arm. You see different ways you can modify it and these parts are shooting parts. Sword arm, mace arm. I have different names. As you can see, this is the one eye 6 sword arm. This is the one IHB mace arm, and this down here is the MKP spear arm. Just a closer look. So and then he has shooting arm. You get to choose two ways how you do. You get to have one way of choosing your left arm, what it will shoot, what your hand will be, what your arm will be. Then you have your right arm. You can do different ways: electric, sword. You can do all four on all the arms. So then there's the shooting arms. So it will, and you have different ways to modify those. 3 different ways. You can modify what you shoot, what your combat part of your shooting part, the combat of melee weapon, your melee weapon. Because I always like a gun. I always like a combat weapon on my gun. So, and then I have your aiming property too. You can change your aiming property. So you have a regular shooting way, and I have a regular shoot. It has a regular shooting shotgun, ricochet bullet, and machine gun. And then you have a flamethrower kind of arm. It shoots like a burst of flame or spews flame. But not only that, it's not only flamethrower, it's just from energy. I call it some kind of combustion. I didn't really name it, sorry if I let you off there. So, from that, you can also use energy bullets or electricity. See again. And then finally, I have a bow arm. You get to choose from one of these 3. Just to remind you, you have your bow arm, which can shoot from regular bows, explosive bows, splitting bows, or electric bow. I like electric because you can either shock them to death, blade them to death, or just be regular, or be this big mechanical disaster. And finally, I didn't get to draw it in there. So there's you also have 2 choices of weapons, like handheld weapons. I know what you're probably asking. Why would he need all of that? If he already has these arms? Well, I was thinking, what if you guys aren't into arms? What if you weren't into that? You were more into like hitting people with swords or anything like that. So I just added this. You have one choice of short weapons, which is either a nightstick, baton, or nunchuck. You have 3 choices, but you still go with the 4 combat melee. You have poison. I already explained it. So you have a nightstick. You hold it like this, and the stick is along here. And then you have a baton, You also and you have the knights nunchuck. I already explained this, haven't I? My bad. So, and then you have a long one. And the other ones are just pretty much a staff, long, elongated nightstick, uh, and a staff with kind of nunchuck ends. So you be kind of you whacking people with that, and that's all. That's my hero idea, just my first one. So that's pretty much it, and hope you like my idea. Give me comments, and this Rebel Not One. Adios, amigos.